Just a second. We'll be on shortly. Just looking to get the lines for you guys. Those aren't the lines. You know, lots of these betting sites, man, they post the lines. They ain't the lines. Let me tell you. These are the lines. Oh my goodness. How are y'all gonna feel about Jane Struble coming back? I think it's the right move. I have to admit. You guys might not feel the same way. Went to game 6. What an experience. You went up to Montreal. Amazing, Robert. I'm so happy that you got to go. Uh the result was not amazing, but hey, the series ended up okay. Hey Karen, I'm early. I am early. Actually, I kind of come on at the same time every time to like get set up, but every day it gets easier and easier to just like, okay, I'm on. You're wearing your blue Caulfield 22 Reuben sandwiches, onion rings, and asparagus. I had some chicken wings. Just a couple. I'll have more later. Harry's primed and ready to go. A little bit of porch sitting with a cap pregame. Be back before puck drop. Sounds good. Robert says, yeah, it sucked that they lost, but the vibe until the second period was off the chain. And you had a couple Bell Center hot dogs. Well, I don't know how many you had. Cost wise, if it were like, if costs were no matter, I'd probably have three. But because the cost matters, I usually have two. But I gotta have at least two. Okay, let's do the lines. We'll get into the lines later when more people roll up. But as you can see, Jaden Strubel's back, and you might be saying, "Oh, they're punishing Jack Eye," or "Oh, they only played Jack Eye a minute." Up, up, up. Let me tell you, the Carolina Hurricanes are not the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Carolina Hurricanes are not the Buffalo Sabres. They are just relentlessly fast, and I just don't believe that Jack Eye is well suited for that game. And it's not a dig at Jack Eye, and it's not that he's not good. I just think Strubal's got a little more speed, and this series is gonna have speed to burn. It's so funny. You guys are all like, "Oh man, Habs got to be heavy. Habs got to be heavy. Habs got to be this and that." Ultimately, who's in the final four here? We got the Habs, not a heavy team. Carolina, not a heavy team. Colorado, not a heavy team. Vegas, heavy team. But I think the other three teams are very much playing the style that the Canadiens like to play, which is that very sort of active transition, fast moving game. So that's not to say that that's a permanent change here, but this year at least, the balance has shifted towards the speedier teams. I feel like when the Panthers were winning, it was all about the heavy teams. Now this year, the door has kind of been opened for Carolina and Colorado as they were obviously the conference favorites, and now they're in the final four here. They're the favorites. Montreal's not a favorite, but as Mark says here, hello, you're feeling positive about this series, which is interesting because you weren't like super positive about Buffalo. But I agree. I do think that the Canadians kind of strangely match up well against Carolina. Um, Slav needs to be a bully. That would be Slav is such a wild card here. He really could be. Honestly, he really could be. Uh, hasn't happened yet. But again, this is Struble would have played 2 3 minutes in Game 7. Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't have played much of the Buffalo series either. But I felt like Jack Eye's a better suited for that series, and then I feel like Struble so far is better suited for this series. Mark says, I feel like the toughest thing is a bit overdone. After the first round, I find that things seem to settle down. It's too much energy to expand for 4 rounds. I agree. I agree with you. Even Washington last year got whooped in the second round after whooping the Canadiens. Um, I think if you're a really great cycling team and if you have a lot of talent, like the thing about Florida is they're a heavy team, but they have like Barkov, Kachuk, Reinhardt are basically some of the most talented players in the league. So they like have the talent to back it up. Vegas is another one. You know, they've got Eichel, Marner, like they've got a ton of talent to back up what are like some pretty heavy bottom sixes. My prediction, I still say Carolina. I'm sorry to say, guys. I do think the Habs can win, but I gotta say Carolina in six. I know, I'm sorry, but I gotta be real with you guys. I'm thrilled at where the Habs are at. I absolutely think they can beat Carolina. And I think the series will be a lot closer than people think. But I do think at the end of the day, I know, I'm a killjoy. What if I just tell you Habs in six? Is that cool? I'll just say Habs in six. I just like slap to wake up. I know. I mean, this is the series that if the top line is not scoring, then there's no hope. There's no hope at all. Ryan Katz with an important history lesson here tonight. The Hurricanes don't win the 2006 Cup if the refs call a double minor on Justin Williams in Game 3 for Isaac Koivu and win Game 3. Edmonton would have won against anyone else. I mean, that's really, yeah. I think that the Carolina Hurricanes' playoff history against Montreal is annoying because there was that series and then there was what was it, the 2001 the Saku Koivu coming back season. I feel like that was another one where the Canadiens were very close to I think eliminating them, and then Carolina rode a little hot streak to the final. Deeper into another spectacular round, or into another round spectacular. No expectations. Looking to see great hockey, and let's see where the Habs sit after two games. That's how I would also put it. If the Habs steal one in Carolina here, like I'm golden. The series probably going to go six at that point. Could totally swing in Montreal's favor. They just need to win one of the next two games, and then I think that like, you know, they'll have already put a bigger dent than Philly or Pittsburgh did. Yeah, first line needs to show up. Justin Williams on the same list as Chris Kreider, but we don't. Man, the haters will keep going after Chris Kreider, but I feel like a lot of the haters have forgotten about Justin Williams. Do not forget about Justin Williams. He's probably gonna run that crank thing or whatever the hell those morons do in Carolina. Slavkovsky is leading the playoffs with 4 power play goals. 3 of them in game 1. I mean, you can hang this on Slav. Single-handedly won a game basically against Tampa. So he's so far contributed not to the expectation that he ought to, but has contributed a little bit. I do not like having to wait the extra hour. Neither do I. I'm already sleepy. I'm already sleepy. Thanks to Kerry Fraser giving Terry that bench minor. Yes. And I just got through it with a bunch of Leafs talking about how Kerry Fraser cost them in '93. So, Kerry Fraser costing Canadian teams, man. He did it. Quietly confident after the game, after what the game last night. Go Habs go. Justin Williams' nickname was Mr. Game 7. Gross. You know who Mr. Game 7 is? Alex Newhook. He's the new Mr. Game 7. It's only 5 here in Cali. The other funny thing about Carolina Hurricanes that I think is funny, and Colorado, both the two best teams in hockey in the regular season this year, now in the Final Four, they are also the two most analytically minded teams in the NHL. They have the most expansive analytics departments. So this year's a big win for the new school, the faster teams, the analytically minded teams. I don't know what to tell you guys. Maybe it's time. Maybe the analytics have finally caught up to like where other sports are at. Because I think a lot of reason for skepticism. The weather in Montreal is great today though. It wasn't great times last week. It was a little rainy, but now it's good. Great for. Well, I hear it's going to rain for F1, unfortunately, but it was great yesterday, today. The Canadiens rode to the conference finals 10 times harder than Carolina was. I would say that Carolina, the two teams that Carolina faced, were not playoff caliber teams. I'll say it. Right? Ottawa and what's its face? Ottawa and Philly. Not a fan of analytics. I think, like baseball, I think sometimes you get a little lost in the sauce, but you do need that sauce. If you don't have that sauce, you are Marc Bergevin, and you're just making decisions based on crazy emotions, which is much more biased than analytics will ever be. But analytics, like anything, as a person who deep dives into analytics for the Gazette to figure out what y'all like to read, you really have to be good at interpreting them because you can definitely be led astray. You can definitely look at the numbers ahead of you and make really stupid decisions. Um, at the end of the day, it's there's still a human at the other end making the decisions. The analytics are just like more numbers that you have to work with. But at the end of the day, you have to like still make the right decisions. The analytics don't tell you what the right decision is. The analytics provide you more information, and then from there, Kent Hughes or Eric Tulsky or whoever still has to make, the correct decision. And that's really what separates, I think, the places like Colorado and Carolina over a lot of the pretenders out here. Colorado's just got an incredible team putting that group together. Carolina is a very it's not a power structure. It's a very like communal structure. Gorton, I think, has implemented a little something like that too, where I think there's Gorton involved, and then Hughes, and then Marty is also, I think, a little more involved than the average coach. I think so, anyway. Um, this is the new school, man. This is a bit of a new school thing. My son wanted to surprise me with tickets to the game three, but the cheapest they could find was 900 for nosebleeds, and it just pissed me off. Canada almost lost to Norway. Hey, Norway's on the come up. We got to draft a Norwegian player. TSN ratings for the Worlds are pretty good each year. Yeah, the Worlds are fun. Hey, the Worlds would be all we when the Habs were rebuilding. It was all we had, to go see like Nick Suzuki or somebody go play. When Montembeau got a medal at the Worlds, didn't he? Didn't he get a gold medal at the Worlds? Come on, we gotta show some love to the Worlds. But yeah, so now that we got a couple more people in here, what do you think of Struble being back in over Jack Guy? Let me know what you think. I think it's the right move. I think it's just like the way the team is. You know what I mean? $500 is my limit for a ticket. That's a good limit. Mark says good. Good to add Struble. Robert says also good. Struble over X. Hey, Paul. Hey, Michael Paul. Yeah, 500 is a good limit, especially if you got to buy two tickets, right? Because that's $1,000. That sucks. The $500 ticket prices or the what's his name being out? By IHF rules, when then gold medal winner ends year number one and jumps USA and their Olympic medal. Ooh, Oh, we got a prediction for tonight. 5-2 Habs. Um, they were talking to Rob Brindamore, and he was definitely feeling a type of way about getting 12 days off. So I'd take Jack Eye over Struble against big tough teams, but Carolina is not big and tough. That is exactly how I see it. Carolina is an incredibly fast. Everybody on that team can skate. Uh, Definitely worried that Jack Eye could get left in the dust. Struble over Arbor could work out if it doesn't get ugly tonight. If it gets ugly, Arbor will be back next game. I just don't see. Is Delorier in the lineup tonight for Carolina? I just don't see them being. No, there's no Delorier tonight. Jankowski, like Will Carrier is kind of like what passes for a tough guy there. Either way, we're not trading Arbor ever. No one's saying he's being traded. I'm just saying that I think they have definitely figured out like when's a good place to put Jack Eye, when's a good place to put Struble. We happy that ref Garrett Rank, the Habs killer, is here. Is Garrett Rank the ref tonight? Yeah, here, let's get the officials here. I see Struble playing elsewhere next year, and we have two Jack Eyes playing together next time from time to time. The thing about Struble that's kind of interesting is that he's under contract for next year, and he makes so little money that one, it makes him more valuable for other teams, but it also makes him pretty valuable to the Habs. Right? So that's kind of the interesting thing about Struble's contract situation. I think he's in a good spot. He only makes what, like 1.45 next year, something like that. Kyle Busch died. Jeez Louise, what the hell happened to Kyle Busch? I don't think Jack Eye signs with the Habs next year. Well, he's a restricted free agent, so his options are somewhat limited. Um, so we meet again, Pimp. We're back. We're back at it. Did everyone enjoy the whopping 2 day break? I think for the Habs, I think the day break is better than the 12 day break. Might honestly be for me too. After 12 days, I don't think I wouldn't have very much energy for this. Yeah, Kyle Busch did die. That's very sad. I don't know what happened, but that seems very young for Kyle Busch. Sid Sixero did a classic rant. Some Sabre fan was bothering Sid. He took his earphones off, positioned himself, and gave Buffalo fans a b-hole, called them losers and choke artists, and he was right. Sid has been talking a lot about the Habs. I guess being on the sick network will do that to you. But definitely just like fun watching his takes of being like, man, I'm a Leafs fan and life sucks. Basically, is what a lot of his videos are. Um, had to laugh at Cuthbert last game, screaming goal and then chanting "Ole Ole." Gotta love it. That was like a weirdly controversial call. I saw some people saying it was very unprofessional, and I was like, "Oh, it's cute. It's interesting. It's memorable. Come on, what else do you need from Cuthbert? It's not it's not a church procession here, so I didn't mind it, but I saw some people didn't minded it. Nice hat. This is the same hat I believe I wore in Game 7, right? That was the idea. Bush took ill and then died. Holy moly. Season success, but I want more. I think this is how most of everybody is feeling. The vibes today are way different than the vibes at any point during the Buffalo series. I feel like the Buffalo series, everybody was like, I still expect the Habs to win, and I'll be very sad if they don't. And now we've all come to Carolina, and we're just like, if they win, amazing. If they don't, whatever. Severely ill, apparently. Wow, he died. He died today, so clearly he was severely ill. So curious to see how the Habs stack up against the Canes. That's going to be the really interesting thing. Like, how close are they to really being like cup contenders? Because somebody correctly pointed out they're only halfway there, which is crazy because they've already like exceeded expectations. But getting the last two rounds in here, um, Carolina has been an amazingly built team and has not made the conference final or has not made the Stanley Cup final since winning the cup back in the day. So the Canadiens, even though are halfway there, there's still a lot more to go. So it's really interesting. What do you think? It's like, how close are they really? If they lose really quickly to Carolina, it's like, oh, there's still a lot to go. Hey, Derek, take the first game from them in Raleigh, get in their heads. Don't know if home ice advantage is really a thing this year. It really has not been for any team. So it's just really important that the Canadiens establish themselves on the road here. Could be wrong here, but I feel more confident against the Canes than I did against Buffalo. I can understand that. Obviously, the Canadiens won the season series 3-0 and have had Carolina's number for some time. So after years of not having their number, so it just feels like maybe first 10 minutes will be telling. Habs coming off a game 7 OT high and 14 games in roughly 30 days. Canes well rested, but probably like a caged animal and anxious to get going. That's a good point, Pimp. And yeah, well rested, but also like rusty. That's something that we'll find out in the first 10 minutes. In the first 10 minutes, they might come out and be all out of sorts, right? So it's an interesting. If they showed bias, they would have not have jobs. I don't think Galley's that bad either. Oh, this is based on here. I watched the whole playoffs in Sportsnet, and Simpson and Cuthbert weren't anti-Canadians. Fans have that in their heads because they covered the Leafs all last year. I don't think Cuthbert and Simpson are anti-Canadians, but I do think that because everybody works at Rogers, everybody works in Toronto, and every like decision maker in that TV broadcast is from Toronto, there's just not a lot of like time and attention devoted to the other teams. So it's not like like an outward bias, like we love the Leafs and everybody else sucks. It's more like if a room of 10 people are deciding what to talk about on the show and they're all from Toronto, they're going to be like, "Oh, we should talk about Austin Matthews because that's what everybody in this room cares about." You know what I mean? Just like if you took all of us and put us in that room and be like, what would we talk about? We'd probably talk about the Habs. You're not in trouble until you lose at home. For us, it's the opposite. Yeah. And not just the Habs. The road teams have generally been a little bit better, I think, so far. The Canes play two. That's Canes play two AHL teams, not the third and fifth team. That's a very important point, Blue. Not only have the Canes not played in 12 days, I don't think they've played a game of any pressure in like a month. Right? I don't. I thought that last game, the overtime win against Carolina, or sorry, against Philly. I honestly think they were playing at like half speed and just kind of like, hey guys, we got a whole other series to go. Let's not like go too hard. I only get the little guy with the crank. Who's this guy? NC State head football coach. Don't know who that is. If you guys know who Dave Doran is, shout out to you and shout out to NC State, I guess. I hate Carolina and the whole organization. Jake Allen is on the panel. Said some very lovely things about Nick Suzuki. TSN stated the best for ratings in Canada would be the Habs versus Marner. Yeah, for sure. For sure. What a storyline that would be. I've disliked the Canes since the Kotkaniemi incident, although it seems they did us a favor. Yeah, we're not going to see. Kotkaniemi's not even playing for the. Yeah, it's crazy. Sperry Kotkaniemi is a healthy scratch on this team. He's not even good enough to play hockey for them. Where is KK? He's a healthy scratch. He's just literally not good enough to play. Yeah, if you guys want to see the here are the Canes lines. If you're curious, here are the Canes lines. If you just want to, I don't usually post them, but I should, because you might be interested. Here's what the Habs are up against. That second line has been insane in these playoffs. They are really good. Man, Nikolai Ehlers is a third liner on this team. Nice to see Jankowski, Stansted College's own. Interestingly, Carolina not being carried by their top line either. Their second line has been ridiculous. Their second line has been absolutely bananas in these playoffs, man. Logan Stankoven. This is a lesson for all you armchair GMs. The whole Rantanen thing was kind of bizarre, right? They trade for Rantanen. They try to make it work. He won't sign, so they just trade him again. But they got Stankoven out of it, and they're golden. They're good. They don't need anything else. So if you're a team with a big pending UFA, don't. I mean, Marner had no trade, so Toronto tried to trade Marner and couldn't. But if you have a chance to trade an unrestricted free agent, like a high profile one, I think you just got to do it. For the good of your organization, you just have to do it. You cannot let them walk. Is my opinion on that subject. Saw a few periods of Philly series where Canes looked ordinary. Brind'Amour did not look pleased. They are not invincible. They're definitely not invincible. They only got 7 more points than the Habs in the regular season. It's not a mass. There's not a massive gulf in difference of talent. The Habs are by far the best team that Carolina is going to play in the playoffs so far. Yeah, I thought they totally just half-assed it against the Flyers, which was impressive that they still swept them in 4 and didn't even try. Your feed is ahead of everybody. Ryan, you're just like living in the future here. You're living in the future. We love it. I have a lot of confidence in Dobesh. Me too. The biggest mistake KK made was to leave the Habs. Kane's convinced him to become a young, entitled jerk. Honestly, Karen, I totally agree with you. At the end of the day, when I think about who was at fault and who messed up in that whole soap opera, it was Kotkaniemi. Kotkaniemi should have I don't know what went down with him and Bergevin. Should have just taken the 2-year bridge deal. I just kept working, putting his head down and working. He should have just done that. I don't understand why he got so bitter so fast. Things went so badly. He wasn't happy in Carolina, or he didn't do well in Carolina. The Canadiens kind of got. I mean, that team tanked after he left. Not because he left, but they were just on the way down. And Kotkaniemi, a young center growing with the Canadiens, if they were in a rebuild, probably would have ended up better. He could have been a good third-line center for this team, They probably would have traded for, Kirby Dach, the whole, if we want a whole butterfly effect this thing. So, yeah, ultimately, I think, Kotkaniemi got paid, so I guess he's happy, but ultimately, his career is the big loser out of all this. Carolina doesn't matter in the end. They have happily moved on. He'll be traded probably or bought out in the offseason. The Canadiens are now, they don't have Dvorak anymore, so it's like the whole thing never happened. Yeah. Pitvash says, they're not invincible at all, but they are experienced and structured. Lots of speed and forechecking. They have earned their right to be here as well, but we can cause any team fits when on our game. Carolina is absolutely the best team in the conference. They're absolutely, without a doubt, the best team in the conference. Doesn't mean that they're going to win the series. They're just the best team in the conference. Anybody can win. Parity is crazy. And the NHL, anything can happen. Hot goalie can take you down. The Canes have historically not been very good in conference finals. Who knows? We like to see this. We like to see the New Hook line starting. And its first period is underway, actually. The conference finals are underway. Carolina's the one with a little jump in their step in the opening minute here. Wow. Right off the icing, Carolina scores. Yikes. That's about as worst a start as you could possibly get. I can't believe that. It's the top line getting it done. A real softy on Dobesh. Carolina's going to steamroll. It's only 30 seconds in. You don't know what's going to happen. 33 seconds in with the goal. And anyways, you also said that Buffalo is going to steamroll the Habs, and they're gone. So that goal comes. Are you kidding? It's already tied up. It's already tied up. What the hell is wrong with this game? Are you for real here? In the opening minute, we have 2 freaking goals. Well, this game has already... What a terrible giveaway. Cole Caulfield has his 5th. And a great assist from Slavkovsky. Adam, do you want to walk back your... The Habs are going to get steamrolled? Well, good God. Easy peasy. Max, I hope you didn't go to the bathroom. They scored twice already. What a great play by Slavkovsky, man. A Slav behind pass worked. See? Maybe you ought to keep doing the behind passes. Yeah, Matheson and Dobson together, I think is the right move. 5-on-5 goal for Caulfield. Yes, indeedy. We're going to be too fast for Carolina. They are fast, too. Habs are fast. Everybody's fast. Knuckles did indeed say the Canes have to play better in their own end, and they do. They do. They definitely can't. You can't just rely on offense. As always, if you guys missed a goal and you want to go check a goal or whatever, let me post the link for you. You can always go to montrealgazette.com. I suspect Ray Ferraro loves any team more than Habs. Well, they did cost him in '93, right? When he was an Islander at that point? Oh man, Evans did indeed miss a good chance. Nice, catch them offside. What do we got here? 4-on-4 hockey coming up. Yeah, what a chance by Evans, eh? Evans whiffed. Well, that's why Evans is a great penalty killer and a $2.75 million center. Doesn't score too many goals, unfortunately. But Jakey, like Josh, brings a lot to the table, but not the goals. If we quit the Montemo drummer, we have a better record than these clowns. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. How? Maybe it's best not to think about how good the Habs would have been in the regular season. Is it already 2-1? It is 2-1. Shorthanded goal. Phil Deneau. Ryan Katz's feed. Absolutely crazy. He's definitely like a good 30 seconds. Shorty by Phil Deneau on a breakaway. Oh, sorry. It's not a shorty. It's a 4-on-4. Sorry, 4-on-4, not a shorty. Yeah, it's not a shorty. It's a 4-on-4. I forgot it was a 4-on-4. And I forgot they sent Suzuki off too. Rona said Ottawa's total tonight. That wasn't nice. Man, Phil Deneau. What a playoff by Phil Deneau. Absolutely what a playoff by Phil Deneau. Yeah, Carolina has not faced any competition yet. That is fair. Anderson's had it easy so far. We got a Habs in 6. Swept the Canes in the regular season. Sure did. Holy moly, it's going to be a different series. Best trade of the season. Hey, Al Wilson was the man. We got a Deneau. Sens and Flyers were AHL teams compared to the Habs. Yeah, they definitely were not playoff caliber teams. That's for sure. Crowd goes silent. Hey, Alex. Good to see you again. Freddie has horrible stats in the Eastern Conference. Freddie Anderson is definitely a feast or famine kind of goalie. Yeah, I think a little bit like the Buffalo series. I'm not convinced about the Carolina goaltending. I mean, the Canadiens are riding a rookie goalie on an absolute heater, so maybe I shouldn't think so highly of Dobesh, but honestly, since the new goalie coach came in and he got the number one job, he's been pretty airtight. I don't consider it as streaky as a guy, unlike a guy like Anderson, who has just been historically streaky for what's been going on over 10 years now. Is really. This is a good team. This will be a marathon. We match up well with the Canes. I love Gallagher, but this is too fast for him. There's absolutely no way. No way Gallagher gets in this series. I don't think. Sad to say. I've said Habs in six. We know how much you love Game 7. Let's say 7, and maybe New Hook will score. Lots of hockey left, but Habs look good so far. Habs in 4. Man, this is I've been telling you, Carolina's a paper champ. Habs played Anderson twice, Bussy once. Oh, you were in Florence. Did you get to watch the game, or did you just get the highlights? That'd be fun to watch the game in Florence. Canes of Jesperi. We have Dobesh. I was calling it before the conference finals. The Kotkaniemi Cup. Florence is beautiful. I have no doubt. My mom visited last year. Said it was said the same as you. Anderson can't stop a beach ball. Wow, that's a softie. Alex Texier's kick-ass playoffs continue. It's the 3-1 for the Habs, and Carolina, the Lenovo Center is stunned. Freddie Anderson has given up 3 goals on 10 shots.
So 3 goals in 7-11.
Adam says it'll probably be like that 7-5 game in the other regular season. They did indeed have a 7-5 game. It might be. It might be a track meet tonight. This isn't rustiness. It's just we're better than they are. And somebody ran into Anderson. I mean, Carolina's moving up ice, so they're not gonna try to make a scene. Meanwhile, Dobesh looking all right so far. Here, let's so that's the first goal. Let me get all the goals in here. And then the third goal is Texier assisted by Deneau and Gooley. Gooley's had a great playoff, man. X is a wash of people saying Carolina would eat us alive. Yeah, I think just like I don't think people realize just how bad the Metro division was this year. I thought beating Ottawa was a lot more impressive than beating Philly. Philly to me was not a playoff. Philly was like the Habs of last, like even worse maybe than the Habs of last year. Like they really didn't have anything, and they didn't have anything. They were a bunch of plucky young guys. They did their best. Good for them. Keep pushing, boys. The layoff has not helped the Canes. We need to outscore them by at least 3 each game. I mean, it'd be nice. They won the conference, and Brendan Moore will get them back on track. This is a marathon. What else did Adam said that we all know Carolina is scoring more. Montreal has to keep scoring. No lead. No lead, I think, will be safe in this series. Carolina can absolutely run and gun with the best of them. I'm amazed the Habs playoff run has defied logic, explanation, and at times the laws of physics. Yet here we are. Hey Max, embrace the weirdness here. Embrace the weird. Alex isn't posting that all over social media. He's the one constant factor in the series. What are you talking about? Oh, like other social. I don't follow what the rest of you guys are doing on social media, but I'll. Bussy is Bussy in yet? No, Bussy's not coming in. He might come in. Bussy had a good year. Funny name notwithstanding. My Leaf friends say the would love to have Brendan Moore as Leaf coaches. They sure could use someone like him. Honestly, if the Carolina Hurricanes lose this series, I could definitely see Carolina's owner does not tolerate anything less than total victory. I would imagine that uh, Brindamore is not a guarantee. Like if Like Cooper's there as long as he wants to be there, I think. But I could definitely see Carolina doing something a little irrational if they lose this series. I Dundon could be mad and make a move. It's definitely possible. Yeah. In addition to Dano being a super impressive, also just super impressed. I gotta say, just really impressed with Texier. Texier's been a real nice complementary third line type player. Really, just a good role for him. Really goes to show you that like weird stretch he had. He was definitely hurt, like post Olympics and all that. And oh, here's another breakaway and another goal for the Habs. This is getting insane. This is crazy. I think we've watched the Habs a lot. I think we're all pretty confident that the Habs could at least, challenge Carolina. But 4-1 in the first period, I don't think anyone saw that one coming. Oh, we are looking too fast. They don't look like they have any clue what's going on right now. This power play might help them a lot, but we'll see. You had to know that would happen. Yeah, for sure they were going to get a power play. No doubt about it. Let's see who that goal is. The second line that no one could love is once again getting at it. Yeah, I was gonna say, how many high sticking penalties are we gonna take? I was gonna respond that exactly to Pinfash's, where he was like, "Hate it when we take a penalty when we have all the momentum." And I was gonna say, yeah, and of course it was a freaking high stick. We need to practice not high sticking. They need to put weights on the sticks, keep them down. That's the only way. Now it's time to show how to play with the lead. Keep the pressure and don't backpedal. Playing with the lead, not Montreal's forte in these playoffs so far. So maybe tell them not to. But yeah, this is Carrier gets way too many penalties. He's a guy. He's a real like heart and soul guy. He's a little guy who gives it his all. But yes, he does. Well, that didn't last long. Former Montreal Canadiens, Sebastian Aho. No. Jacob Slavin is -3 right now. I'm telling you, that just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen in this world. Like, he's maybe the best defensive defenseman of his generation. Yeah, I thought it was just an interference call. What was the call in the end for that one? Roughing. Yeah, I don't really understand that either. They'll now revert to the same taxes as Tampa and Buffalo did. I don't think so because they won't be very good at it. It's just not their game. It's Tampa's game. It's not Carolina's game. Hoping to see a lot more Dobson this series. This is the kind of team that Dobson should really be good against. Matching up speed for speed here. Good Canes fans, agitate the refs. That'll work in your favor. I don't. Right now, the Canes fans, I don't think are used to seeing what's going on. I don't think Canes are done scoring time. I mean, the Canes have looked completely out of sorts. If the Habs are going to get more chances if this keeps going. They can't pull Freddie in game one. I mean, oof, that's a tough one. Jean Hebert from New Brunswick. Should be 10-1. Great back check by Dobson. I think this is Dobson's like seems like a little more healthy again. This to me is Dobson's time to shine. Oh, really nice play there. It's so quiet in Carolina right now. These fans do not know what is going on. They just got hit by what did the Leafs? What did Keith Pelly call it? The freight train, the Habs freight train. That's Habs are all trying to get on the score sheet. 82% odds. Only 82. I feel like that's even low. Fun little stat from Sportsnet here. The Canadiens are 6-1, including the playoffs, when Phil Deneau scores this year. He doesn't score much, but when he does. Hope the Habs get the conference final Hurricanes the whole time. If we get them to pull that bum Freddie, it'll crush their confidence. Dobson must be healthier. He's with Matheson. It was 83%. That's what I think is going on. I think that's why they put Struble in. Struble plays pretty well with Hudson. I mean, it's not my favorite pairing, but whatever. And I think Dobson is gonna play a lot more. I think. I'm amazed at the open ice the Habs are finding. Not Carolina's usual here. 23 of 25 experts pick the Canes. It's amazing how Dobich has come along in his development. He may even get better as he gets more experience. You know, it was funny when Fowler got called up. I was thinking, well, I guess Fowler's team now. And, some people were telling me, like, you know what? Don't sleep on Jakub Dobich's competitiveness. He wants to be the guy. So he's not just going to let Fowler become the guy. My friend just texted me, "This is too easy." Well, let's not. We gotta watch out. Hey, Morgan, good to see you. It's been a minute. Freddie's crazy playoff stats. Most people forgot how below average this regular season. Yeah, he's not that good. Again, like Buffalo, the Buffalo series, I was like the goaltending could be an issue for them. Isn't Carolina the President's Trophy winner? No, it was Colorado. Was no? I assume. Freddie Anderson had the worst year of his career. Food for thought. Gooley is finally becoming the stud we needed the day we drafted him. He has had. There's so many guys who've like redeemed themselves in these playoffs. From I think like not great. A lot of pretty much all the Habs who like didn't have very good regular seasons have all turned it up in the playoffs. Um, Newhook has recovered from his injury very nicely. Doc obviously lost season for him. Gooley was pretty lost regular season. Look at him now. Bolduc went through these long droughts. Who's Carolina's backup? It's Brandon Bussey. Brandon Bussey, who's pretty good. Pretty good. But again, not a goalie with Dobesh is vastly experienced, I think, compared to him. Carolina trying to get tough. Yeah, it's just not their game. If that's what they're trying to do, it's not going to go well. Depending on what guys the Habs have in, it's the youngest team to make the Eastern Conference, tied with guess which year? 93. Does Freddie Anderson start the second? I don't think so. Evans has looked good. Evans has looked good. Bussy was the better goalie for the Canes. He had like a crazy hot streak at one point, Bussy. I don't know if they're super confident in him. I know his numbers are better, but I don't know if they're super confident. Has Doc earned a qualifying offer? I think so. I think so because I think the Canadiens have like the money available. I think if they had to make a really hard decision about money, they wouldn't. But I think it's like comfortable enough. Is it just me or is Texier super strong along the boards? Texier is just a great stick handler and tight. I find that's like he's like pretty elite at that. But yeah, it helps him along the boards for sure. Really impressed with Texier. Demidov, the last like 3 or 4 games has really, really turned it up. Just another exciting thing for Habs fans. The young guys are getting their legs here. They're like, you know, Texier super strong along the board. Steve says.
Why are the Habs D getting so deep? Oh, it must be the game plan. They want to get aggressive, I think. Glad to see Demidov shoot there instead of trying to make some pass. Yeah, he's definitely like the most guilty of the talented Habs forwards of you know, who elects to pass too much. Big Line's having a good period. Slap makes great plays, followed by a silly. Absolute domination so far. Montreal looks completely different from the last two games. Different opponent, different game plan. Oof. Texier with another nice chance. Do I still think the Canes in 6? I mean, I'm not going to change after a period to be that guy, but the Canes came to play tonight. I'm very, very impressed. Canes don't scare me. They don't scare me either, but they're a good team. They're a really good team. I just if the Canes don't win like this year, like when are they gonna win it? They're gonna have to spend on a goalie at some point. They keep thinking that they can do it without a goalie. Habs have more depth than the Canes. Not on defense, I don't think. Well, no, maybe not on defense. We beat Tampa and Buffalo, far more physical teams. This is a walk in the park. But Carolina doesn't beat you with physicality. They beat you with speed, and they beat you with like a real, like tight team defensive game where everybody's involved. They're just like they play a really good team game. Canes fans just don't know hockey. Everything's a penalty. Everything's a good rush. Yep. Kane Habs in 3. Canes forfeit after 3 blowouts. Shock in the hockey world. I love it. Yeah, the skating has been really impressive for the Habs so far, for sure. If only we could play like this at home. I know, right? Four one. 4-1 after one period. What an absolute shocker. Shocker. What an absolute shocking. Are you shocked? That's my question for you guys. Are you shocked right now? Is this what you thought was going to happen? Maybe you thought all along. All right, let's get some answers in here. Montreal ranks number one in faceoffs with the remaining teams at 54%. The Canes are last. Yeah, I don't think they're that concerned about the faceoffs. Dobesh looks locked in. Karen's not shocked. Morgan is not quite shocked, but surprised. Kelly Morgan says yes. No way did I expect 4-1 in the first. Adam says shocked, and if somebody says no, they're lying. Mark says I'm shocked. Maybe I should start believing in my team. Hey, you can believe in your team and even be shocked by 4-1. The dreaded 3-goal lead. Hey, against the Canes, man, no lead feels safe. You agree? Not shocked we're winning. I didn't think it'd be this easy. Random question while I was watching. Anyone notice the audio sync off with the Sportsnet feed? It looked okay to me, but I'm also turning to multiple monitors at the same time. So I sometimes follow the audio more than the video. Knuckles was calling Habs in 7. Rick Green thought Canes in 6. Second period's been better. Really good or horrible as for us lately. That's true. They did do that in their prediction. You can still watch that Hockey Inside Out preview special. We also dropped another video today on why the Habs are maybe not that good at home. New prediction? No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep my prediction, but I should also tell you guys that I'm just not good at predicting stuff. It's not my area of expertise. I just like watching the games. I just like being here with you guys. I don't make I'll make predictions, but I don't. They're not. Nothing is legally binding. Shocked, no. Happy, yes, says Aragorn. Bob's shocked that the Canes are not checking the Habs very tightly. He thought they were supposed to be a great defensive team. They are a great defensive team. Jacob Slavin is the best defensive defenseman of his generation, and he's -3 right now. Crazy. Mark says, not shocked, not surprised. As I said earlier, I feel more confident against Canes than in Tampa or Buffalo. David says, what a first period. More of the same, please. Mark says, way too early. I'm a believer in karma. Badmouthing the opposition can and will come back to bite you in the you-know-what. Phil says, holy schnitzies. Schnitzies? That was something. Morgan says, KK has been used as a practice defenseman. Yikes. Yikes. Pim says, can't ask for a better start. Anderson's still in because obviously after 11 days he needs his reps. That's a really good... Pimp, that's a really good point as to why Anderson's still in. You can't pull him after one period. You're just like kind of fucking him up for the rest of the series. How fast did we look? Open ice, anyone? Morgan says yes. Sinks off 100%. Looks good right now to me, but the sink seems to correct eventually. Good evening to you, Aragorn. Happy to have you here. Karen says, I'm not lying. I'm just pleased and happy. I have premonitions, not shocked. Did you get a premonition that the Habs were going to go hard? Karen says, is Freddie getting pulled? Pinfash made a very good point, Karen, that Freddie Anderson hasn't played in 12 days. He kind of just needs to play. Like, if you pull him now, you're really throwing his schedule off. Pimps also says that the audio's off. Ray says, I'm not bad-mouthing them. Just a better team, like you've said all along. Problem is goaltending. Expecting a different Canes team period 2. Brindamore will make adjustments. Keep skating and pressing. Rick says, shocked if the series done in 4. Notice I didn't say who to avoid a jinx. That's funny. 19 minutes and 27 seconds of playoff. Best 19 minutes of playoff hockey. Oregon says, Canes are obviously rusty, but they'll shake it off. Let's not get too cocky. Ray-Ban says they can't pull him or their entire team will be deflated. They're also clearly rusty, so I think you just got to let him play. Razor says, woo. What's Brindamore going to adjust to get back into this game? Yeah, I mean, these lines are pretty set in stone. I don't know what he's going to do exactly. I mean, he's going to tell them to, like, you stand here, you stand there, kind of stuff. Can't make that assumption after one period. Slav is still off. He had a great on the Caulfield goal. He had a great pass, but yeah. Gretzky's great on the panel. Well, we get Jake Allen tonight on the CBC panel. We played in the toughest division. Them and the Central are definitely the two big boy divisions. Anderson got hot for a few games during the playoffs, but I repeat, he had the worst year of his career. He'll move Kotkaniemi to the first line. I'm sure. You know what? We'll talk about Kotkaniemi this series because obviously it's the Canes. Whatever I thought was going to happen to Kotkaniemi, at a certain point I was kind of like, he'll be at best a second line center. It was pretty clear he lacked some of the high end skills to be a number one guy, despite being drafted third overall. I could never have imagined that Kotkaniemi would not at least be a regular in this Canes lineup and would be a healthy scratch. With a guy like Mark Jankowski, who was kind of a journeyman for much of his career, the clear better option. But that's where we are. Kotkaniemi, absolutely, as Karen said, made the wrong decision early in his career to leave the team, take the money. Well, he took the way, whatever. He took the money. Life's good, but his career in dire straits as a result. KK is done like Line A is done. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens to Line A this offseason. He basically didn't play all season. Basically didn't play much for 2 seasons in a row. What does he want to do? What does Line A want to? I don't know. Really interesting questions. Rude awakening for the so-called 8-nose. Is that what we're calling them? Oh, you got a little puppy with you. That's fun. You guys got your little puppies. My puppy. Where's my dog? He's not around. He's Barker. He's in the other room, doing what he's doing. Oh, another great stat from great stat here from Sportsnet. Hold on, let's. This is a stat from Sportsnet. The Hurricanes are the fourth team to have a 10-plus day off layoff between playoff games. None of the previous 3 teams won their next series. The Canadiens have jumped to a 4-1 lead. The Hurricanes have allowed 5 goals in round 1 and another 5 in round 2, and they've already won in one period against the Habs have allowed 4. This is a shocking first period here. Killer Instinct must appear now balanced for the game. Absolutely. Winning a big game 1 would be massive. The Canes have won one game out of 16 in their last few conference finals. They have. The Habs have so many players that can score. The offense has been so it's now 9 players with at least 3 goals, or is it up to 10 now? Is Demidov the 10th? Yeah, Demidov would be the 10th. So 10 guys with 3 goals. So if you guys are wondering why and how the Canadiens have been able to win without that top line doing a lot of damage at 5-on-5, that's how. Lots of players. But now Caulfield now has a goal at 5-on-5, and Slavkovsky was the primary assister on that. So we shall see. Habs went up early in Game 7 and sat back for periods 2 and 3. They got to avoid that. That is true. Speed. They need speed. Caulfield can find his space against the Canes better. Well, they all found their space in the first period. It's kind of wild how much space there was for everybody. Texier also was wide alone in the slot, and then the other two were breakaways. Just absolutely none of those goals were particularly grimy goals. Those were left wide open. Slack's been much better so far. He's dealing with a much smaller defense core. The Carolina defense core is not that big, so he's got an opportunity here. Swept in the last 4 except for one win. Riot Police called out last year's win. I did call it though. It was about the fireworks. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was like the police are out, but I wouldn't say that it was like a whole lot going on, if you know what I mean. Henrik Lundqvist was in a rock band with John McEnroe. That's the most funny random thing. Montreal's speed is a lot better than Ottawa. Felix, not even close. Not even close. Carolina, not to say that they can't beat a better team, but have not faced much competition in the playoffs so far. They faced an Ottawa Senators team without Jake Sanderson and a Philly team that was just happy to be there. I heard a rumor that Slav is not 100% healthy. Is there any truth to that? I mean, we're not going to know until the playoffs are done. But we saw him get punched by Hagel. We saw him get hit by Crozier, and he hasn't been the same since. So does it mean he's injured, or does it mean that he's just adapting to the game, the playoff style, and he's having a tough time? I don't know. I will say that Chris Nyland was pretty adamant that he doesn't think Slavkovsky is hurt. Nyland thinks that he's when he's off his game, when he's unsure about himself, he doesn't use his legs, and when he doesn't use his legs, he's very ineffective, and that's what he thinks is happening. So this could be a series where he could really use his legs. Wow, the Canes are 9-21 in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's not very good. Slav looks healthy tonight. Yeah, it might just be a confidence thing. Look, he is still only 22, right? He's a young guy. I know. You guys are like, they're young. You can't use that as an excuse. It's not an excuse, but it is like, you do learn on the job. You do learn how to play. There's nothing in life that can train you for playing in the NHL playoffs. I don't think. Is there? Like, Slav went to the Olympics. Slav went to, World Junior Championships. Finnish league, was it at the top, was in professional men's leagues. But is any of that really like a good comparison to like the NHL playoffs? I don't know. I don't think so. I think the NHL playoffs are just like a complete um, you know, wild version of hockey. Score, it's 4-1 4-1 Habs. It's 4-1 Habs. You say Slavkovsky scores tonight. Anderson should have had 2 of the 4 goals. You guys gave me so much shit for saying bring on the Canes a few games ago. It was because it was bad karma. It wasn't anything else. Some people believe more in the karma than others. It's okay. Slav has been good tonight. We try to accommodate all various level of superstition around here. It is sports. It's meant to be fun. If you guys are superstitious, it's fun. It ain't, you know what I mean? It ain't like that. I knew if we beat Tampa and Buffalo, it'd be much easier against Freddie Anderson. You have Ray-Ban. You have admittedly been very adamant this whole time that it just wasn't gonna happen. High danger chances, 14-3 Habs. Yeah, that's oh, I didn't even look up natural stat trick for you guys, but Ryan Katz did it for me. There you go. Oh, we're back for the second period. Of course, the Canadiens did give up the first goal of the game, 33 seconds in. So it'll be funny to see how this one starts. Very interesting stat here for courtesy of the broadcast. Fastest 4 goals to start a playoff road game in Habs history. So all Habs in the first. It's 4-1. And we are now underway in the second period. Weather the storm. Literally the hurricane storm. Next goal is a biggie. Keep the forechecking going. Do not sit back. No, they do not. Keep the speed up. That was definitely Raj should have a better period for them. It's period 2. I mean, there's no way that it could be worse than period 1, right? Lots of game to play. Yeah, it's interesting because I mean 4-1 is obviously a really impressive lead, but a thorough win will be a way better way to table set this what I still presume to be a very long series than letting them back in it. Taylor Hall, ageless wonder. He's now starting to get up in years. Had kind of a rough. Yeah, he had like injury problems that really made it seem like he was prematurely aging. What's happened to Hall here is kind of what I was hoping was going to happen to Gallagher after last season, where I was like, okay, you're like in your early to mid 30s, but you're kind of healthy again. Maybe you've got a second life in your career, and it looks like Hall's going to have a second life. Looks like Gallagher's second life has come up a little short. Do not retaliate and let them take penalties. Yeah, absolutely. The Canadiens should just be on their best behavior here. Like, don't sit back because they skate too much, but definitely don't feel like you got to do too much. Carolina's starting to get more physical. Oh, Caulfield with a post. And then Carolina scores. Man, Caulfield was this close to making it 5-1. 5-1, Caulfield posting in, and then immediately, this is where Carolina's got the fast transition game, man. Habs are watching after that Caulfield play, and Eric Robinson gets behind the play. Habs get caught on a change, and it is 4-2. Yeah, they were caught watching on the bad change. They were caught watching. They thought Caulfield had it. So 4-2 Habs. Eric Robinson with a real nice, smart heads up play, catching the Habs on a line change. And Caulfield, man, could have made it 5-1. Time to step up, play aggressive, and take the game away from the Canes. Ray-Ban says we'll score again. Alex says that's game changer right there. Adam Carter says they're starting to make mistakes. Ryan calls it a bad line change. One more goal, momentum swings right back, Ray-Ban says. That extends both ways, obviously. What a turn of events, Mark says. That post hurts. Those refs suck. Karen says no problem. It's no problem. Still 4-2. Dobesh is fighting it this period. Yeah, now it's Dobesh's turn to handle. Oof, yeah, that was really close. Is that a post or it hit his helmet? Yeah, did that just hit Dobesh right in the helmet? Always forget Newhook is younger than Caulfield. Well, they're from the same draft year. I'm sure it's not a huge difference. Oh, the Canadiens had a nice chance to clear there. That first period is behind them in all likelihood, and that's Carolina's a super well coached team, man. If you can put a 4 goal onslaught in the rear view and come back the next period and play hard, man, you are a well coached, you are a well oiled machine. There you go. Canes ice it. Nice little opportunity for the Habs coming up. Canes pressure struggles with Habs speed and great transition game. As does the Habs, though. The Canes have that ability too. Canes are professionals too. We didn't expect them to lay down. Definitely not. Oh, Suzuki with that bouncing puck, man. Oof. Jarvis and Svechnikov is such a good one, man. If only they had drafted Kotkaniemi, because that was Svechnikov went second and Kotkaniemi went third, right? Ugh, if only Svechnikov had gone third, but he was the clear number two guy that year. Never gonna happen. Dobish is our ace. Canes fans are delusional. Lots of time. Canes kicked it up. We have to push hard. Game is far from over. It's not even close. We are only 14 minutes left in the second period. The Canadiens could just as easily deliver a dagger here, or the Canes can get one back. It's anybody's still pretty open game here. All right. Well, the game has settled down a little bit the last few minutes, but it still feels like there's a lot of open ice for the taken. Sportsnet working overtime with the stats tonight. Here's another stat from Sportsnet. First period goal in a road playoff game since 1985. Adams Division semifinal against Boston. First time that they've done that. So, pretty historical start for the Habs here. But it is 4-2. It's definitely not over yet. It's a pretty fun and gun kind of game tonight. So let's see what happens. Typical second period, Karen says. Yoicks. I know. If Cole that post goes posting. That was so close going posting in because it was posting like down. It wasn't even like it grazed the post. Like it was post and damn near in. Trying to find a Habs car flag in Toronto. Everyone's sold out. There's a Walmart 30 kilometers that has some. Rick, just can you order online from the Canadian store, the Tricolore store? You probably can. Rick also, Mark can't find a flag either. Damn, you got to get stickers. Let's push. Knowlton also sold out. Oh, you guys might be a story here. I might have to go check if there are more car flags. Get to 5-2. There you go. Get to 5-2, and then we can breathe a little easier again. Good idea. Oh, slightly hot pass there. If we had a shot this period, yes, one shot. One shot officially. We should start getting some nice rushes soon. Well, I hope they start coming because not much yet. Very nice stick by Lane Hudson to get that Aho shot. Oh, nice try. Who's that rushing in off that one? But now Evans is kind of the lone man back. Shots are at this moment 7-1 second period. Demonov's just getting started. Demonov's play is getting increasingly exciting just for the future in general. Forget about this season. We're starting to see what some of these guys might be able to do in a second or third playoff. Well, the Carolina fans are the Habs are doing a decent job holding up the line now, though I will say they're not getting offense, but they're holding the line at least. And oh, nice stop on the breakaway. That was after, again, like the Robinson play, right? The Robinson goal came after Caulfield hit the post. Jarvis gets a breakaway, like, while the Canadiens are in deep in the offensive zone. And then all of a sudden, the puck is out, and Jarvis is on his way. So the Canadiens have a quick transition game. Carolina's got a quick transition game. And I think you're going to see lots of those kinds of goals, lots of breakaways, lots of odd man rushes because it just seems both teams. It's what they're looking for. They're looking to steal the puck in the offensive in the defensive zone and get it quickly up the ice. Wow, Carolina's flying on this shift. That's a bad icing to take, but I don't think they had much of a choice there. All Carolina in this second period, but one goal to show for it for now. Habs falling into the D zone, running around. Maybe Carolina is just a better team. It's literally 4-2 Canadiens. We're not already in the depths of despair here, are we, guys? It's a we are. You guys are in like the depths of despair already. It's 4-2 Habs. Like, yeah, they're getting their butts kicked this period, but like they kick butt in the first period. You guys are goldfishing hard right now. That being said, the Canadiens absolutely need to get the puck out of the zone right now. This ain't gonna. Kelly says, "This is what the Canes do. They forecheck the hell out of you. You got to weather." Yeah. Like, there are going to be moments where the Canadiens are just look like they're getting absolutely attacked from every end. And I don't know if there's a way other than just sort of weathering it. Like, Carolina was the best team in the conference for a reason. Yeah, Canadians pretty solid in the dot tonight. It's Oh no, they're not solid in the dot tonight. 60% Carolina. Habs were leading earlier, but yeah. And it's what are we in shots now this period? It's 8-2 now for Carolina. Time for some pushback. Yeah, now they've got a little opportunity here. What is indeed the win percentage? We're gonna say what the win percentage. Still 80%. It's still 4-2. Like, I understand that this was not a great. This has not been a great period so far, but Carolina had a very bad first period, and so the Canadiens are still up two here. It's 4-2. There's about 5 minutes left in the second period, so hope is not all lost yet. Hold on, I just got to do like a weird sign out thingy. Sign out and sign in. Let me just grab that quickly. I'm still here. It's like a weird. Get out of here, Copilot. Oh my God, Copilot. If you think I want you think I want you right now, I don't want you right now, Copilot. Do you guys ever like? Are you guys dealing at work right now, where like you're using software that you've used your whole life, and then like now they have these crappy AI features, and you're trying to use the regular features, and little like AI widgets come up, and they're like, use this. I'm gonna make some shit for you. That's what I deal with at work now every day. Just really dumb AI, just AI shit in my on my computer, and I can't get rid of it. My nephew in Dallas is doing wellness checks on me. Ha! Well, I hope you did wellness checks on your nephew in Dallas when Dallas unexpectedly lost in the first round. Finally, some pressure. Make the Canes defend. That's for giving the win probability here. Anyways, hopefully the Canadiens have seen the worst of that hurricane stretch, but that's not. It's not the last time that that's going to happen. I honestly think that there's some moments where the Canes are so good at that. Are you seeing on a carousel? Sorry, I had to do something. I have lots of weird security features on my computer, and occasionally I get timed out and I gotta time back in. That's basically what happened there. Have we only had two shots in the second? You haven't. We have indeed. The Canadiens have now three shots. They just got a third shot. Just got a third. I hate pushy AI. It's constantly interrupting your work. I know, totally. That's why Freddie looks good. He's only faced two shots. More pressure here for Carolina, but puck's gonna have some disjointed whistle heavy play here towards the end of the second period. 4 points in 8 games for Aho. That's not very good for Aho. Usually better than that. Aho's a hell of a player. Somebody should sign him to an offer sheet. No, he's now in the midst of a very long-term extension, I believe. Oh, nice chance there. The Habs are still as I see Slavkovsky get kind of dumped in behind the net. Although I thought it was a one-on-one battle, it was okay. I am reminded of the fact that the Canadiens have not gotten a power play yet tonight. Dobish needs to freeze pucks to slow the pace down. I do think that is the Canadiens. Also, I know that Canadiens are not winning the face-off battles tonight, but more often than not, I think they will win face-off. So they need to just do that. They're just beating us to everything in our end. Yeah, after looking so disjointed in the first period, Carolina's now in their paces now, and they are a tough team to beat when they're in their paces. Losing too many board battles, yeah, they're just getting everything. You're right with 9. 9. But yeah, very disjoint. Lots of whistles now in this end of the second period, which I think benefits benefits the Habs quite a bit. Don't forget who their goalie is. Yeah, you're not going to beat Freddie Anderson if you put 2 shots on him, but if you put 3 or 4 or 5, you might. No bad pinches, no odd man rushes is good. A good words to live by here. As we've got 3 minutes left in this period. It's 4-2. Uh, Kane's pretty dominant for a pretty large stretch of the second period, but now it's kind of settled down, and it's anybody's chance now in the last few minutes here to try to get something going. Still sad about that post by Cole. He's had a couple posts, man. Look, was he super slow to get started in these playoffs? Yes, but I think he's playing well. He's been playing well lately, and he's had like more chance. He's had a lot of chances. That Cole just needs to find a way to get the puck out of the zone when it's sent to him. Anderson's cooked. They need to put some shots on Anderson. He's cooked. Kane's pinch on Caulfield all the time. They're definitely trying to get him to turn over the puck. Hey, another nice board battle win by Texier. And doing the right, just firing on net. I like it. 5-2 would be much better than 4-2. Caulfield's waking up the right time. Slavkovsky will soon. Hey, Slavkovsky looked great on that Caulfield goal. I thought that was mostly his work. That was that was not a great clearing attempt. Mark says the entire second period has been in our end. There's no way to try to win a hockey game. Why have we stopped forechecking? I just think that Carolina really got their shit together in the intermission. Oh, that goal. That was so nearly the third Carolina goal. Missed by a minute. And they counterpunched, and the Canadiens just got like off their game. And Carolina came in waves and waves and waves and waves and waves, and the Habs had no comeback. Why'd they stop forechecking? I think they just got really, really shocked by the speed. Shocked by the speed of Carolina. And now they're going to have to like get back in there. Oh, Caulfield again. Back door with a great chance. And he just can't get the handle on it. Well, Carolina did what they needed to do this period, right? They got their fans back in it. Oh, what a save by Dobesh. Not so much a save, so much as there's a loose puck in front and he just like got on top of it. Now we got a little skirmish in front. We are going to indeed get that power play. I think that's what it looks like. No, it's going to be 4-on-4. I thought maybe it was going to be a Habs. Thought maybe it was going to be a Habs power play, but no, it's going to be a 4-on-4 coming up. Getting out of the period up by 2 is good news. We got a few. Yeah, that was not. I think that was kind of the period everybody kind of expected. No, like I think it was pretty clear that that the Canes were going to punch back. I think we all hoped that the Canes would maybe, be able to not be so on their heels that period. But hey, Carolina is a monstrously good team for a reason. But it's still 4-2 Habs. I mean, it's 4-2 Habs. Canes played a little better at that as that period went along. Uh, I don't think that this is, I saw some words like pathetic and awful and this and that, and they got out of it. Why do we let our foot off the gas every time we have a lead? What the F? Come on, guys. I mean, it was the same during the regular season, right? This team just plays better. They play better on the road. They play better behind. They just are, you know, still learning how to win. They're learning how to win. I know it's like, I don't know. Nobody likes to hear that, but it's the truth. We all agree that we need to have more pressure in the third. Carolina's going to come even harder. Need to make them defend way more. Absolutely, I think Pimp has said the rare thing on here that everyone will probably agree with. They don't have a goalie. Relax. Yeah, but they need to put more than 3 shots on that goalie. Slav is invisible. Jacob Slavin or Slavkovsky? Because now you have to say Slav. You can't say Slav because Carolina has Slavin, so we might get confused. Do they continue with a defensive shell? Hopefully not, because it didn't work. We knew the Canes would outshoot us, but the Habs have kept everything to the outside. Gorgeous evening in BC. Ooh, I like that. Is he even on the roster? Slavkovsky, he had an excellent assist on the Caulfield goal. If that's what you're talking about. Canes get paid too. The Canes get paid too, folks. Relax. I'm confused. We ate them alive in the first period. Then we spent the second period defending and flipping the puck out. 0 offensive pressure. Marty hasn't played defensively, and I hate it. Mr. Anderson is not Neo. That's funny. Slap needs to pull his head out of where. I thought he was good in the first. I mean, nobody was good in the second, so it's hard to say. Ebbs and flows of the playoff hockey. I mean, that is kind of what's up. That is kind of what happened. 10 minutes of Zen time on the porch with the cat and come back rested. I like it. I have to go refill my water, so I'll probably bounce for a second. I've been critical of Slap, but he's been okay tonight. Like Ray said, the Habs have a ridiculous good record when leading, heading into the third period. 8 losses is actually, I think, historically not that great. I mean, most teams are pretty locked down. Lots of other teams just play games where it's like first goal and like that's that. Canadiens do give up leads, but they also get back into games. So it's kind of it's interesting. Interesting game so far. Canadiens played really well in the first, didn't play well in the second, but they've still got a 2-goal lead. And I didn't see anything in the second period that would lead me to believe that the Canadiens can't turn around in the third, if you know what I mean. I mean, Carolina could also just keep pushing. I see that possible too, but I think the Canadiens have looked a little better as the period went along. Had to expect a big pushback from the Canes. We have to push back with our speed in the third, speed in our zone 2, win races and puck battles. I think Ray-Ban and Blue are the same person. Who's Ray? Oh, Ray-Ban, yeah. Fuck. It'd be really hard to double post on YouTube. I mean, it's possible, but that'd be really hard to do. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I feel like Blue tends to have like the same spelling mistakes all the time, no matter who he is. Whereas I don't feel like anyone else currently has those spelling mistakes. We're neighbors. I love it. Gooley, best D this game. Gooley's been good. I missed your series prediction, Eric. Let me guess. Habs in 7. No, Morgan. I said. No, I said Carolina in 6. Yeah, I did do that. Slav needs to push his weight. He hasn't been the same since that big hit. Absolutely hasn't been as big. No, that's definitely true. I just don't know if he's hurt or just struggling to adapt to playoff hockey. Gooley's been very good. His absolute what a turnaround his playoff compared to his regular season. I thought he had his worst regular season yet, and I think the playoffs have been next level for him. Love the grade 3 spelling of supposed. Hey, it's hard if you're on your phone, man. It's not easy. Not easy. Don't let them score an early goal. No, definitely not. My wife went to a sleep clinic, I think to avoid Habs stress. That's funny. Slav, not Slab. Slav is Jacob Slavin, I think. From henceforth. Otherwise, I'll be confused. I say Habs in 7, and maybe they'll learn to win in 6. Gooley is playing the best hockey he's ever played. I really believe so. With Dovich playing like he is, what happens with the anointed one Fowler? Mark, there is goalies can switch on you in a second. Keep them both around. They're both here next year. They'll both play a lot. It's all good. It's a-okay to have two goalies. I don't know if either's ever going to be a. The way some teams are built now, both goalies are 41 game goalies. Might be possible that's what happens to these guys. Hughes stated, "It's easy these days as a crutch. 2 years ago, we knew lacked experience in youth. Doesn't mean that youth doesn't advance and mature with this mindset environment and allow us to grow." Well, that's it. As I've said repeatedly this season, you kind of got to learn how to lose before you learn how to win, and then you got to learn how to win. And the Canadiens learned how to lose a big time. Now they're learning how to win. They're not winners. They're not necessarily. I mean, they're in the conference final. They're winners, but I still think they're learning how to win. Next goal is huge. Can we afford both Dobesh and Fowler? The way their contract situations go, Dobesh is a free agent after next season. Fowler is a free agent, I believe, in 2 years after that. It's complicated, but we don't know what Dobesh will be by the time the contract comes up. They might try to lock him in now. They might not be able to afford them both. But they don't have to make. I wouldn't make the decision now if I were them. I would wait. I know some will say all shots are outside and not high danger, but it's still awful. More shots, more chance of bounce, rebound, deflection. It worries me. Yeah, it kind of goes both ways a little bit. I mean, in this case, I think Carolina had enough quality shots on there that I still think they had a very good period. But yes, Carolina is, I think, hoping more for rebounds and bounces. As we saw with New York's OT winner, it doesn't matter where the shots come from. Anything can go in. We give up far too many chances in the second period. Great question. Aren't we still paying price? No, he's a free. First of all, they traded him to San Jose. Second of all, he's he's done. The price contract is done. Dobesh's new contract will hurt the team. We don't know. We don't know what the contract will be. Lock Doby now. They might. They might extend him now. High danger, low danger, mid danger. Anything can go in. Yeah, but you don't want to take. You do want to try to get good chances here. Lock him in. Oh yeah. Let's. That's a great question. He will be a top goalie. Can't expert to low ball him, spit in the face. No, that doesn't seem like this management group's thing anyway. Dobish and Fowler are the future. They will split next season, and the better goalie will come out on top. We can have two-star goalies. Demidov is also going to get a huge contract soon. I'm shocked his wife let the paychecks stop. You talk about price? Yeah. Demidov is getting a big bag. He sure is. Hold on. Canadiens didn't play that bad, especially since once Carolina scored. I would agree with that. Okay, hold on. I just got to refresh my water. I'm back. I got my water here. Okay, we got some comments here. I think Demidov will take less than he has in order to be in a competitive team. I think he will take something comparable to Hudson. So maybe a little less than Hudson. Dobson is currently the highest paid Habby is, but the thing about Dobson was that he was older and it was a contract that was going to take out more years of unrestricted free agency. So they had to pay the higher tab. I predict Dobesh will get 6-7 million. Demidov 9 to 10. Definitely possible. Dobesh is hard for me to even say. It's so early in the game with Dobesh. I don't know what they think about the goaltending situation, like in terms of investing in the future. So far, the Canadiens have been very aggressive to sign guys, but goaltending, as we have seen, is a fickle game. I don't know. I'm usually pretty good at like with some of the players, like figuring out like kind of close to contract, but the Dobish one, I don't. I don't know. Demidov is a Russian. They don't take less. He really wanted to be here though, so I don't know. He might be the exception to the rule on this one. But Demi can't get more than Hudson, can he? I think he's going to take a little less than Hudson, but he would be leaving money on the table if he did. But I do think that they will tell him that like, look, if you want to win here, take a little less than Hudson, but we'll lock you in now. I don't know. The cap's moving up so fast. But I think he can be comparable or a little less than Hudson. What else do we got here? 8 mil ain't what it used to be. It is not 8 mil. You guys should see some of the players on other teams getting 8 million. Not good players, like average players getting 8 million from some teams now. It's kind of crazy. Karen says, we'll have plenty of money for everybody. They're all signed for many years. People don't realize how great our contracts are. Everyone taking discounts to stay with the Habs. People do realize how great the contracts are, Karen. Everybody's talking about how great the contracts are. Players have shown willingness to take discounts for the Habs. Most of the players are already signed for many years. We will have plenty of money for everybody. It might start to get a little tight once you get the goaltenders. The goaltenders start to make it a little tight. I think a little bit. Toronto fans moaning on Toronto radio that their stars should have taken less than market value to be competitive in the playoffs every year. Yup. That's what happened. Demidov will get 9. Demidov will stay. Demonov's staying. It's just a question of if he gets, like, if Habs win Cup, Dobesh is getting paid. Yeah. If the Habs win the Cup, just pay everybody whatever the hell they want. They've earned it. Demidov is resigning. That's not good. That's not the issue. The issue is just like, does he take this much or that much? We're talking about the difference of like $1 million a season, which is not insignificant, but it's not enough that guys aren't gonna stay. Everybody's staying that they want to keep. No, but Hughes cannot bump up the contracts of the players who sign for low salaries. They are getting paid what they get paid. No, you can't. It's not the NFL. You can't like hold out, rip up the contract, and get a new contract. Cap is going up by quite a bit. I really don't see any issue with, like, everybody's coming back. Nothing's going to be acrimonious, but the Canadiens will have to make certain choices at some point. Goaltending will be a decision at some point. If they're going to have the money to keep them both as a tandem, if they think they're a tandem, if they think that one of the two goalies is worth more. I think with forwards and defensemen, so far they've shown a willingness to sign guys really fast to lock in the rate, which has so far worked out wonderfully for them. Goaltending might be the exception, just because goaltending is like not as consistent, and you just don't know. Dobesh looks like the second coming right now, but we're back for the third period, by the way. But I do think that, yeah, Deminov's coming back. It's just a matter of like, will he take something on a Hudson scale, or will he take it on a, you have to keep in mind that good thing about locking it in early with these guys is that they bet on themselves. But when you get offered like 80 million bucks or something, or 70 million or whatever, like, it means something. You know what I mean? Like Hudson is a great example where like his agents are like, no, we can hold out for like 90, and he's looking at 78 or whatever the totality of that contract is, and he's like, I'm just set up for life doing this. Do I really need to like sit around and like fight for a little bit more? The large deal is pretty enticing. Oh, Carolina with a chance right off the jump. 36-13 shot attempts in the second. That's not very good at all. Isn't Demidov's agent also Hudson's agent? Is it? Yeah, probably. Definitely possible. I don't know who his agents are. Our kids want to stay together. Nobody's going to be unreasonable. Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't imagine a scenario where anybody's like my way or highway on the contracts. Like, these contracts are pretty like standard. You know what I mean? If you have a certain amount of play experience and you have certain points or whatever, and then a certain pay grade, it's like, you know, you're talking about a million here, a million there. Also, Canes look like they might be a winner pretty soon. Wow, what a play by was that Dobson on Jarvis? What a great. Man, Dobson being back and good is will be nice too for this team, for that defense. I definitely feel like they were missing the healthy Dobson in that early the times in that Buffalo series. It's Dano Anderson Evans time. Yeah, time to throw them out there, especially up the middle. Get it together, Adam says. Currently, it's a bit of a slow start in this period, but not. We'll see what happens. The Leafs don't treat their players bad. If anything, it's too much of a country club. Yeah, that's how I see it. I see that being a team with a lot of executives and not a lot of accountability. But yeah, this is a nice instance now where the Habs ought to just start taking more shots, being a little more indiscriminate. Kapanen has played 6 minutes. Play a little more. We need 5-2 now. Come on, Kirby. Maybe is Kirby the guy who's gonna do it? Jarvis is such a good player, man. What's Neo? I think they're saying that Freddie Anderson is not Neo because he's not like It's in the Matrix, right? It's a Matrix reference saying he's not the one. Neo's the one. Freddie Anderson is not the one, so he's not Neo. Jack I played well every game he played these playoffs. Yeah, but this is like I don't know. I still think that the Struble move is right. This is such a speed series. I don't think Jack is as well suited for this one. Good opportunity here. Great job by Gooley, I think. It was Gooley in the corner, right? I mean, the ref is right there. He's watching the whole thing. Yep. Can't do that. First power play of the game. CC's been scoring some power play goals. Now is the time. I mean, the Carolina fans really just like booing the refs all night, but I don't know if they know what's going on. Interesting to see what so far Carolina's PK looks very aggressive. Very aggressive. What good is Kapanen on the bench? Yeah, especially if good power play guy scored 20 goals this year. Very nice PK by Carolina. They have a very nice PK. This ain't the Buffalo PK, folks. Is a understatement. This Carolina PK is aggressive. They're a little closer to the Tampa PK. Tampa PK was very aggressive. The difference is Carolina's got even faster players. And that's that for that power play. If you let Stahl beat you in a foot race, that's a problem. The ageless wonder, Jordan Stahl, man. What a career he's had. Still at it with Carolina. Not sure how Brandon Sutter's doing, but not that good. Well, we're back to 5-on-5. Not much of doing on that power play. As you guys are saying, 2 minutes off the clock. 2 minutes off. Hey, when you have a 2-goal lead, 2 minutes off the clock is not nothing. But if that was an indication of what the Canes PK is like, they're gonna have to do some work. Oh, oh my God! What a move! Holy Moses! It is 5-2. Canadiens. Karen smelled it. What a game Slaps played on. He's played a great game. They quieted the crowd. Beauty. Finally slapped us something great. He got off the schneid or schneid. Ankles broken. Le but. Called slap. He did. Take it easy now, guys. 3 goals. Pretty good lead. 3-goal lead with 12:30 to go. Kane Gooley, what a night he's having, man. What first even strength goal of Slafkovsky in these playoffs. So he and Cole, and as you guys know, when Cole and Uri score, this team pretty much perfect, I think, when they So, yeah, Carolina gave up what 5 goals in each series, and now it's not even we're not even through one game, and Slap makes it 5. What an absolutely unbelievable goal. We not Ottawa need the first line to be the first line of the regular season, and so far, hopefully it's a start. They can't pull their goalie because the CD will be in panic. I have to say, we do not look tired. They don't look tired. Slav can be a beast when he wants, but he's inconsistent. Okay, well, just scored a massive goal now, so I don't know. I'm not gonna be sad about that one. Stay out of the box. This human sit Freddie Anderson. Slav Suzuki playing better. Caulfield's still soft in his own end. MSL Coach of the Year. Not even nominated for Coach of the Year, unbelievably. First line is room to move. Carolina is Leafers on steroids. Carolina won't know what hit them. What's going on? It's 5-2 Habinations. It's 5-2 Canadiens, Habinations. Thanks for popping in. You missed a good one so far. It's been pretty crazy. Habs took a 4-1 lead in the first period, and then weathered a pretty brutal Carolina Storm in the second, only allowing 1 goal, which probably pretty lucky. That was just one. And then in the third, Slav scored on a breakaway to make it basically just undressing the whole team. Slav swagger is back. Third round is the limit of the Carolinas. That has historically been the same. Pull the goalie now. They're not going to do it. That goal broke the Canes. I mean, we saw what they did in the second period. They're going to keep pushing, but 3 goals with 10 minutes to go in the game. They're going to have to score 4. It's a tall order for the Hurricanes. You never know. And they got to keep going. And the Canadiens got to learn how to close out these games. But what the hell is this shit? This new Star Wars movie? Fuck this. I don't care. I don't care about this. Now let's go up 2-0. Well, they got to go up 1-0 first. There's still 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Bussy in game 2. I think that I would put that as a pretty strong possibility for sure. I have hated Carolina ever since they almost blinded Koivu. They're a dirty team. Damn right, D. Smith. I like it. Carolina is a quiet rival for the Habs. One, screw the Whalers. The Whalers were jerks. We always beat them, but they're jerks. 2, Koivu injury. That upset in 2001 in that series when Koivu came back from cancer and they lost the second round. The Cole Kotkaniemi business. Nah. I ain't down for Carolina either. Dobesh's swagger has this guy does not sweat a bad goal. It's really remarkable. Pedal to the metal because Carolina can move fast. Greedy Anderson, Freddie Anderson was as good as people said. Go figure. Their backup is even worse. Someone guessed 5-2. Someone did guess 5-2 tonight. I don't. Who was it? It was not me. Not me. I didn't guess the score of the game. I think it was Michael Paul. Michael Paul, did you say 5-2? I think you might have. MSL's pulse on the team. Anderson's streaky goalie, but regression towards the mean is the law of the universe. Sure is. Dobish winning the Conn Smythe would be neato. paper champs. Score may be 5-2, but they're very good along the boards. Well, winning a board battle is the first step towards a goal, but not necessarily a goal. And they have been walloped in the third period here by this Slavkovsky goal. There's a reason Brandon Bussey hasn't played in the playoffs. Yeah, they don't want to put him in, but I think they need to find a hot goalie to match up against Dobesh. And I think like our friends in Buffalo, Carolina may be open minded to who that might be. I mean, Cavs are playing like a good kind of keep away right now. This kind of keep away I don't hate. If you have the puck, this hasn't been a rough game at all. No, and I don't think the series is ever going to get that rough. Carolina, they could put in Nick Delorier, but Nick Delorier is going to get manhandled. He's going to play. He's going to be Jack Guy. He's going to play 1 minute a game. This is going to be a series about speed. Since Cam Ward, they've had terrible goaltenders. Yeah, they need to get Cam Ward back. Yeah, I don't see this being a rough series at all. This is a speed series. Apologies to Brendan Gallagher. We will not see you again. Would hate to think that it's the end, that Gallagher will never see him again in a Habs jersey, but who knows what's possible in the future. I used to be stinky and now I'm a toilet. Oh my god. Hey, you really are a toilet. Look at your picture. Hello, toilets. Yeah, we're gonna have a Carolina penalty or Carolina power play coming up here. You knew there would be one more, so if the Habs can weather this one, so there's 7:54 left. If the Habs can get this down to 5:54 with a 3-goal lead, gonna feel pretty decent. Huge PK coming up. Can't give them life. Time for Jakey. Yeah, they got to win some faceoffs. My son asked me who's going to win, and I tell him he won 78. Yesterday, 60. Game 7. Yo, Karen's just winning money. Winning money. I think Demidov will take less than his Bob C twin. Do you mean Mishkov? Mishkov might be traded. I could see it happening. I could see it happening. Win for Coy. You guys are terrible. You are a toilet, though. I miss Rick Mercer talking to Americans. Are you getting that commercial that I'm getting, that like BDC commercial? I'm like, really, Rick? This is what you're doing? Go talk to more Americans. I don't think Americans want to talk to him anymore, though. I don't know if it'll work. That's what the Canes get for using social media for taunting the Sens and Flyers. They started the Habs. Yeah, the Canes have a whip smart social media. Good motivation for the Habs if they ever want to look at it, but I think more often than not, it's just good for selling tickets. If I'm Carolina, I'm pulling the goalie for 6-on-4. Yeah, I would do that. I didn't predict the game, Robert. I only predicted the series, and it could still go Carolina in 6. We don't know yet. I didn't predict tonight's game though. I don't think I made a prediction. Mishkov getting healthy scratch in the playoffs says a lot. I just think I think Rick Tocchet's a great coach, but to me he's just another Torts. He's like another like hard driving guy that is he's not gonna like the young guys aren't necessarily gonna respond to him, but the other ones have. Dano's been so valuable. He's been so good in these playoffs. Unbelievable. Does anyone think Dobesh is the slightest bit worried? Jakub Dobesh could play 40 more, he said. So can the Liveblog. This Liveblog can go 40 more. Let me tell you that much. Eric, you can't get a break. Rick Green was saying the same. Yes, he also predicted Carolina in 6. Rick Green said Carolina in 6, and Chris Knuckles Nyland and Stu Cowan said the Habs in 7. I said Carolina in 6 entering this game. I also prefaced that by saying that I'm always wrong and I don't gamble on sports because I would never win. Best game of the playoffs for Suzuki and company. Plenty of room to improve. Game has gone very quiet. This Carolina crowd, loud, rambunctious. They're a good fan base, but they just kind of whine about the refs all game and could definitely be taken out here. That was a great interview about playing 40 more, man. Dobesh just keeps giving good lines here. Did he take media classes in Ohio State? He might have. People, oh no, I like this take from Karen. People truly need to stop insulting Matheson and Carrier. I was one of them where I was kind of like, I think they need to play a little less, was really all I said. But I do agree that people have been weirdly hard on them, and they've been great. I just think that this series, this is Dobson's time. This is Dobson's moment and Gooley's moment to really become, well, not become. Dobson's already a top 4 defenseman, but to like play like the way we know they can. And Dobson looks healthy again. Amazing what 2 days can do to a thumb. Mishkov is a loser. Well, we're back to 5-on-5. I mean, sorry, we've been back 5-5 for like a minute. I just forgot to say. We're back to 5-on-5, and Matheson makes frustrating errors at times, but is truly a very valuable player for his time. His brain farts can get on people's nerves. I get it, but he's one of my faves. That's exactly it. Matheson does so much when he's on the ice, and he's on the ice for so much that like his mistakes stand out. But more often than not, he's making the right play. I just wish he played a little. I just feel like if he played a little less, he would be less on the hook for mistakes. And I think Gooley and Dobson can play a little more. But it is hard to change minutes in the playoffs. I thought Derek said if we got by Tampa and Buffalo, we might match up better against the teams that are left. I said it in the first round that I thought Tampa was the hardest team on the trail to the cup. I mean, once they get to the cup, like and they meet Colorado or something, different story. But the road to the final, I thought that the hardest playoff team in the East was going to be Tampa. Was that Slash first 5 on qualify? It was indeed. It was. We do indeed have an empty net coming up here. You guys are rooting for an Evans empty net. I like it. Fans bailing big time. I don't know what the traffic is like getting out of the Lenovo Center. They might be wanting to get home early here. Tampa was the team. I think they were. Oh, later, fans. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That I just saw The fans leaving, man. That's dark. Oh, I hope that ends up on social media. Wow. Canes haven't had a shot in this period. Is that true? That is true. That's absolutely crazy. Canes have not had a shot this period. That is absolutely true. Everybody was so like death and gloom after the second period, man. The Canadiens they're an up and down team. They've got their moments and then they got their bad moments. Statement game. Oh my god, we're getting into this. Oh man. Whatever that statement game was during the regular season, you guys were right about that one. I don't even remember what game it was. I think they beat Tampa. I think it was the Tampa game. Fair. That was a stamp. Man, I'm still shocked at the fans leaving in droves like that. If you guys want to know what my headline's going to be in about last night, I think we got it. Hey, Timur, thanks for jumping. Seems we jumped on the stale Carolina team. Even Caulfield got a even strength goal. Maddie and Dobson have been beasts tonight. I was ready for it. Hey, another goal for Slav, baby. How about it? I'll take that. Six two Canadians. How about it? What a ass whooping tonight. Look, this series is just getting started. I don't think Carolina's done by any means, but this was a very, very impressive win for the Habs. That's the slaff we want. So yeah, Carolina still has no shots in this period. They took away a Carolina shot. And Slavkovsky now you look at the team structure and you're like, oh, the first line's actually put up quite a lot of points, man. Like, the playoffs have been tight for the star players. Look at Kirby Doc. Look at that late effort. Nice late effort by Kirby Doc. He's not giving up. Look at how empty that arena is. Empty arena, guys. You ever seen that? I appreciate you guys coming here and having good takes, man. You guys have good takes. I liked your takes. You had good takes tonight, I thought. Canes haven't had a shot in the third. They have not had a cut. Struble the right choice. Pretty convincing win. Yes, Karen, you have seen it correctly. There were no shots on goal for Carolina. They had a shot at one point. They took it away. Beautiful third period by the Canadiens. Yo, this was oh my God, I just almost said statement game. Maybe it is a statement game. Maybe it is. You ask me. You ask me. Is this a statement game? Kelly says, good first, lousy second, good third. Road win to start series so important. Canes won't quit. But this was a gut check for them. I'm surprised more people haven't been bringing up the shot. They always bring that up. Yeah. Later, Frostbite, thanks for joining us. Not to get over a shirt of ourselves, but tonight was convinced those outside the Habs of the world that Canada, the Montreal Canadiens, are Canada's team this year. Thank you, Kelly Winger, for joining. Have a great night. Not a good look for Carolina's fans. I know, Timur. Is this crazy? You guys couldn't stay? D. Smith says, yes, the statement is, don't underestimate the Habs. That's that. Not even close. Final score, 6-2 Canadiens. Game 1 goes to the Habs. The Habs already checked their road win. They got a road win already in third round. It's the Eastern Conference Final. The Canadiens are 3 wins away from the Stanley Cup Finals. 3 wins away. Unreal. All right, guys. We'll hang around for a little longer. I just got to update the website. And then I got to tell you about last night. Tomorrow, you know how it goes. We got Hidden Game. Uh, I am here on Saturday, Karen. I will be. I will see you all Saturday. It is my wife's. It is my wife's birthday, but she's being very. She's been very kind, and we've moved the birthday. We've moved the birthday. The birthday will be a whole weekend thing instead. I will wait on her hand and foot all weekend, on Friday, Saturday during the day, and Sunday, so that we can all be together for the live blog. What a game! What an absolute performance! Carolina only one shot in the third period. NHL says two. I think it was one in the end. It was zero for the longest time. Um, but yeah, what an absolute shocker. So many points in the end for Slavkovsky? Was it three or four? 3 points for Slavkovsky, two for Caulfield, two for Dono. But big game for Slavkovsky, and man did he need it. Hard to believe the Canes swept two straight series. Habs look a lot quicker. They really did. Can we decline the home games and play them all on the road? Uh, Dobish was called upon in the second period when needed. He was good. He was good tonight. I don't. I wouldn't say that he was the difference between winning and losing. I mean, he came up big when he needed to, but the Canadiens did score 6 goals. But he was great. Dobish was absolutely great tonight. Nuke was a bit quiet too. Yeah, I mean, you didn't have to be so hot, I guess. Yeah, so let's Saturday's date night, but I have one eye. That's exactly it. If we had the date night, I'd be watching the game anyway. So I think she realizes that it's a losing cause. Let me tell you what's coming up here. So we got Hitting Game on the Gazette.com coming up in about an hour. You can already watch all the highlights on the live blog replay. And then tomorrow morning, you're going to have About Last Night. You're going to have Brendan Kelly went out to Brasserie des Rapides in La Salle and watched the game with Yvon Lambert. Sure did. He'll let us know how that went. We've got Hockey Inside Out. We've got 3 episodes already. They're already up this week, so enjoy. Including Chris and Rick talking about why the Canes don't win at home, haven't won at home, which will become very relevant next week. But for now, Habs are in Carolina, where they have handily won 6-2 in Game 1. Thank you guys so much for coming. I will see you all on Saturday. Gazette.com. My wife is Peach, and I do love my wife, and I'm glad you love my wife too. Shout out my wife. They're gonna win on her birthday. They can't lose on her birthday. I won't let it happen. Have a good night, everybody. See ya.